The world watched in shock on February 24, 2022, as Russian forces invaded Ukraine. But why did Vladimir Putin do it? What are the real reasons behind this war? In this video, I'll break down the full story, not just the headlines. We're diving into history, politics, security fears, and the quest for power. This is the truth about why Russia invaded Ukraine. Let's start with a little history. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, and Ukraine became independent. But for Russia, and especially for Putin, that separation never fully settled. Putin has called the collapse of the Soviet Union the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. In his eyes, Ukraine wasn't just another neighbor, it was part of historical Russia. That view didn't disappear over time. Now let's talk NATO. After 1991, NATO, the Western military alliance, started expanding east. Poland, the Baltics, and others joined. Putin felt threatened. He claimed that Western leaders had promised not to expand NATO, though there's no official treaty saying so. Still, this belief became a central part of Putin's worldview. After 2014, Ukraine started moving closer to NATO and the European Union. For the Kremlin, that was a serious red flag. Jump to 2014. Ukraine's people ousted their pro-Russian president after massive protests, what's known as the Maidan Revolution. This shift toward the West infuriated Putin. He responded by annexing Crimea, a move condemned by most of the world, and by fueling a separatist war in eastern Ukraine's Donbas region. Over 14,000 people died in that conflict before the 2022 invasion even began. To Putin, it looked like Ukraine was slipping away, and he wanted to stop it. By early 2022, Russia had surrounded Ukraine with more than 150,000 troops. Putin made a speech claiming, without evidence, that Ukraine was controlled by Nazis and was a threat to Russian security. He demanded that NATO promise never to let Ukraine join and to withdraw from Eastern Europe. When those demands weren't met, he gave the order to invade. But there's more to this than just military moves. Putin wanted to reassert Russia as a great power, challenge the West's dominance, and create a buffer zone between Russia and NATO. Ukraine's growing democracy was also a threat to his authoritarian system. It showed Russians that there's another way to live. Some experts say this war is a mix of imperial ambition, fear, and ideology. The consequences? Devastation for Ukraine. Millions displaced, tens of thousands killed. But Russia has paid a heavy price too. Economic collapse, global isolation, and growing dissent at home. In fact, the invasion backfired. It united the West, strengthened NATO, and even convinced Finland and Sweden to join. So why did Putin invade Ukraine? It's a complex mix of fear, pride, history, and geopolitical chess. In trying to control Ukraine, Putin may have changed Russia's place in the world forever. This war is still unfolding, but its roots run decades deep. If you value honest, well-researched history and geopolitics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.